It's a sorry, this international stuff pays nothing. Oh, there you go. The intro was playing. This is version of 360 of the Eugene S show Stomper. Brought to you straight from Brussels, the muscles in Brussels. I'm in a hotel room. I don't know what it says, really, that the hotels I stay in on tour are better than the ones I stay in for fun, but whatever. It's a nice place in downtown Brussels. I'm not going to scream because it's late here and my voice is kind of thrashed out. And that's it. So we're just going to start at the top. Once again, commercial. Only one of yous that are coming through on the Cash App would be TM. Yeah, God love him. Right? He's keeping you guys afloat unless you've already subscribed through Substack. And if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to pay any money, but you still listen to the show, you can still help out by subscribing for free and giving a thumbs up. I just remember that from the old shows. Apparently that helps with some kind of algorithm. I don't know. I'm not sure. So we missed the intro as usual. Not everything happens as usual. I don't know how long the show is going to go on. I got a roommate, Bunwell's bass player, David, or the way we would say it, David. So he'll come back and maybe I'll have to end the show. But right now, I had a very simple question to ask. And it was funny, Mr. Big Free Speech Advocate, Elon Musk, when I tried to use the word fellate, it's a Trump in the same sentence, it stopped me. So that's why it's listed 3 times, because I had to go through. This is not going through. So I did twice. And I go, okay, let me just use an asterisk for the E in fellate. And I don't know how many of you watched the show last night, but I would guess that we had a 0.0% take of people who paid to watch the fight last night. As you might have guessed, I did not. I neither paid to watch the fight, nor did I watch the fight. I'm up there with Mr. Is, that this is just something that's out of my bailiwick at this point in time. I mean, these were, I read other MMA websites. Of course, this is MMA media is a joke. It's really just PR. And everyone's like, oh, it's a surprisingly strong card. What does that mean, surprisingly strong? So it means that you didn't expect it to be strong. But when you look at these guys on paper, good fights, but a good enough fight to pay $96 for? Good fights. I mean, I could really give a shit. Michael Chandler lives or dies. Good fight. I mean, the one thing that came out of it, the one salient thing that came out of it, and good fight, a healthy take, is that out of all the guys that they've tried to, foist on the American public, or the worldwide at this point public, from Sage North, but what? Sage North, but what? Sage North, but what? All those guys, I think Pimlet could be one who actually has some sort of fucking talent. I mean, you know who I'm talking about. They're wonder guys, and they get the little stick going, and yeah, it's good. I mean, I wouldn't even spend the time. Yeah, that's right. I did know about that, about Tommy Dorsey, JB. So, I mean, I don't want to demean the fighters by saying, despite the subject heading of the show, I don't want to demean I meant that all in all due respect. There's nothing wrong with fellatio, okay? But I mean, we know there's a difference between a fight that you would watch if you weren't fighting, and this is just for the fighters, and a fight that you would watch if you are fighting. Now, listen, I've watched fights with fighters, professional fighters before, and it's always a weird thing. That made me happy. Volkanovski winning, but I wouldn't plop down $96 for that. So I watched fights with fighters, and I thought that they would be as wrapped as I am, and pretty much the fighters all, to a person, and I can name them. There's no crime. Gil Melendez, Jake Shields, who was that other cat who's now a coach down in LA? The names. It's very late here where I am, and I just play the show, so you have to excuse me. So I watched the fights with these guys, and they're not at all interested in the fights. A general perception was that we were going to sit, we're going to drill down, we're going to watch, we're going to analyze. These guys were talking about everything but except when it was somebody in their weight division. And then they paid attention. Not just for breakfast anymore. Right. You're going to Leo's house, huh? Tell Leo I'm suing him. Jiu-jitsu was supposed to help me. Actually, jiu-jitsu has helped me. It's CrossFit. Anyway, so they watch it. They're watching it just for them, for their division. They don't, which is not to me a generalized interest, right? Not a generalized interest in the fights at all. They're interested in the fights from a professional angle, which means I'm interested in people who fight in my division. I'm not going to spend the whole show even talking about the fights. I'm not even going to do that. But it's a segue. So that's what I mean by there are nothing fights. There were nothing unless you're a division focused individual. There's nothing on the Jin scale, the John Nash scale of significance. There's nothing here. There's nothing. We haven't learned anything except that I think Paddy Pimblett is not like, and you hear me. Yeah. Okay. It says it's back. All right. I'm going to assume I can be heard. So you said Paddy Pimblett. So this is good information to have. Yeah, I'm back. Great. So this is good information. This is good information to have. Pimblett, I don't know what it means. And of course, Mr. Insignificance himself, Colby Crappington, shows up and is jawing at him, trying to work his way back into significance. So I think Paddy's in the top 10 now. I think I read something to that effect. And, he's beat guys I didn't think he would beat. Thus far, he's, I just said Paddy Pimblett is not a Sage North, but what? Sage North, but what? Sage North, but he's not a Sage North, but, or a Paige Van Sant or Darren Till or these guys, or CM Punk, that they bring in just to see what's going to happen. He seems to be, I hate to use this word, good fights. It's like using the word legit in a place that's inherently illegit is strange, but I think Paddy Pimblett is legit, and I like him. I've always liked him, but I always had the suspicion that this is just another fucking stooge that they're trying to, he's got the blonde hair, he's got the looks, it's like Nicolas Cage and Peggy Sue got married. I have the teeth. He got the looks. It's like Nicolas Cage and Peggy Sue got married. I have the teeth. I have the eye. Oh. Good fights. Good fights. Okay. So it seems like you hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. Because this is going to be torture. I'm not making. Says I'm live. All right, man. Let's try it again. I don't know. I keep moving it around the room. Shit. So Pimblett is the real deal. Volkanovski is not finished. And there are other fights. But the biggest thing, for me, the biggest story is like, I just can't. Look, I've been to shows. I've been to weird shows. I've been to, where like I kind of hated the band that was playing. Well, you come out, you give them a courtesy clap, or you just stay silent. But this unanimity, what the fuck is it? What is it with every single UFC fighter sucking Trump dick? What? Hey, listen. I got nothing wrong. That's not the point. The point is, like, you realize dude doesn't need your support. Try it again. Okay. I guess I'm just going to have to, there's a reconnect button. Every time it goes out, I'm going to have to hit the reconnect button. But whatever. So, look, I'm a big Forrest Whitaker fan. Forrest Whitaker shows up to fights. I look and see his pros and yeah, whatever. I go back to Stanley Tucci. See him there. Oh, yeah, whatever, Stanley Tucci. I have never cornered or said or been at all enthusiastic about any celebrity I've ever seen at a fight because I don't give a fuck. I'm not there for you. You have nothing in this universe that has any import or impact on me in my life. You're just here. But fucking Trump walks in. How many of those people with federal employees got laid off by him and his fucking butt boy, the guy, the Musk guy? I the butt boy. I don't want to do this fighter talk. Where's the, you like anal sex, whatever. I like anal sex too. It's, giving it, not getting it, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is that these, all I needed to hear was what, after 8 years, the gift, the going away present that Marty G gave me. Where he walked in, he goes, I know it's going to be hard for you to hear this. And I was like, okay, what kind of stupid shit? He goes, but there's a possibility that Trump is out of his mind. I go, that's what you're saying? Because that's what I'm saying. Possibility. And I go, that's all I need to hear. But that's not what I heard last night. Or that's not what I heard about what people good fight last night. That's not at all of these fucking fanboys, And then there's this woman, this Russian woman, she did a pretty interesting experiment. She dated exclusively far right guys. This is a long play. Guys that she found on far right sites. She dated nothing but them for a year for a piece that she wrote. That sounds like a pretty compelling piece. And she said exactly what we've always expected. Everybody's afraid of these, these little dogs with the small bite but big bark. Oh, these guys they're gonna swat me. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. I mean, these guys are guys who need a hug from mommy. I mean, with the exception of the ones who I know who seem to be people who were tormented by early life trauma, hippie parents or parents who were like a little, trash, passing out at the fucking dinner table with needles in their arms. Okay, I get that. You want shit to be regimented. You don't want anything that smacks of, kind of soft liberal looseness. You want it fixed and rigid. Got it. But everybody else, what is all of this fellatio? What is happening? What is that? I mean, if I had been watching the game, it would have the fight. It would have completely taken me out of the fight, completely and totally out of the fucking fight. My head is somewhere else at this point. Because philosophically, what does this man do for you? Keep in mind, I'm a New Yorker. All right, I've known about this guy since the 70s and 80s, and does shit for me. Nor has he done anything for fucking New York City. So that people in Wyoming suddenly think this guy's going to help them because he's going after the fucking brown people. Is he? No. I mean, I have friends who've had friends yanked off the street in Houston and they're Latino. I mean, they're not going to 7-Eleven. I mean, we're in such a fucking, man, I don't even. And so this is what the fight, we take a mediocre offering. And we got Zuckerberg there and he's pounding around with Trump and they're enjoying the fights. Your enjoyment of the fights ruins my enjoyment of the fights. Well, usually, when you complain about, you got people, presidents used to go to baseball games. Presidents used to go to well, I don't know, everybody, presidents going the basketball games. But they used to mix with the people. American football games, baseball games. Why not fighting? Oh, because even the football games and baseball games, it was this unanimity of everybody cheering the guy. Even Marty G had to admit the other day through the stock fluctuations, he's not even there's fluctuations. He lost $330,000 in a day. And I said, well, no, it's the time you're supposed to buy. Now you buy. He said, well, if I had money, go, who has money? Who has money? Oh, making money for president, not Reagan, like the DK sang, making money for President Trump and the friends of President Trump. Got it. And then, of course, I know if Marty G was sitting right here, he would say, how's that any different from any other president? Okay. All right. He's just more honest or some shit like that. Whatever. I'm out. I mean, I got hit with a tax bill last week. That's enough to fucking stiffen your spine. And I already talked about this last show. I'm not gonna abscond. I'm gonna pay it. I think you should pay your taxes. But at the same time, we're in the fucking USA casino right now. And the little guy in the casino, you come in, you all look different, but when you leave, you all look the same. How's that? With anuses that hurt. Welcome to America. Get the fuck out. So I'm going to end the show now because I can't stay awake. And I know I'm going to get the unstable connection. And so in honor of me having only made it 45 minutes, I will leave the show up until I wake up tomorrow morning. Keep in mind, if you're in America, I'm either 9 hours away or 6 hours away from you. But when I wake up, I'll set it. Yeah, the dates in France, just got from France. So you missed them. There's just like 3 or 4. If you read the Substack, you can see the schedule at the end of the Substack. I don't know that we're going back there in short order. We end up in Rotterdam, so we're at the Roadburn Festival. So anyway, I'm going. Yeah, Rotterdam. Oh, is that Clay? Yeah. Well, come on. Yeah, is where. Well, you should come by. Come by. I'll put you on the list if you want. It's Roadburn. It's wherever the fuck it is in Rotterdam, and we're there on the 17th, I think. So you want to do it. Let me know. Get hold of me. Send me an email. Anyway, I gotta go to sleep, and I can't. It's late now in the hotel. I'm not gonna scream, but you know I like to end the show. Look what you made me do. This is terrible to whisper too. It really rips up your throat. Adios.
Thanks for joining us this week for yet another episode of the Show Stomper podcast, featuring your host, Eugene S. Robinson. Follow Eugene's weekly newsletter, which is a soaring hit, over at eugenesrobinson.substack.com. If you're still hanging on to Twitter, he's there at Eugene S. Robinson. While you're at it, you can follow him on Insta at Mr. Sleep 3. That's the number 3. For more episodes of the show that seemingly never ends, go to showstomperpodcast.substack.com. Eventually, it will house all the Knuckle Up archives we can locate. We already have all the jiu-jitsu breakdowns for free. Check out Eugene on the Bad Boss Freak podcast every other Tuesday, as well as the If the Shoes Fit podcast. Be sure to pick up his memoir, A Walk Across Dirty Water and Straight into Murderer's Row, today. Give him a much appreciated, honest Amazon review. Hey, are you still there? I'm here too. This is me, June M. Williams, Eugene's producer. The Show Stomper has been produced since 2013 by Original Designs, owned and operated by myself, June M. Williams. I provide Eugene with things like videography, original show graphics, motion graphics, show logos, podcast syndication, social media, and more. I can be reached at originals@gmail.com, which is spelled ORIJUNELS@gmail.com.